We're supposed to work in this video in the toggle. We will be working on toggle in just 2-3 minutes, but let's fix this issue, which is basically when I load the page now, there is a problem. It calls call to a member function, subscribe to, is subscribe to or null. And if we go to the code in this channel info.php, the problem that we are doing some checks on the auth user, but we are not checking with the user is logged in or not. So we can fix this issue by doing auth, bring auth, and then check method on it. So only we call this checks only if we are logged in or someone is logged in. So let's refresh now. So it's working now. And also there's another problem. When I click on subscribe later, we will have a problem, which is basically when I click on toggle again, it's still not implemented, but when we implement the toggle also we'll have the same issue. So let's do the toggle now, toggle, and then when I click on this, then we can say sub, for example, and then on the info I'll wire this also with, let's do wire click dot prevent with this method, which is toggle prevent. And also one mistake here, which is on the style. So it is subscribe. Yeah, it's correct, I think. Yeah. It should be red, but when unsubscribe should be a gray. So let's see later that what we call it, subscription. So now when I click on toggle, then that method is clicked. So let's implement the toggle, but we need to make sure it is done when the user is logged in. So again, we'll do the same thing, basically the check. So we'll say if user, if auth, let's check if the user is subscribed or not, user, and we know there is a method called is subscribed to, is subscribe to, and we send the channel, this the channel. So if he's subscribed, then we need to remove him from the table, and we have seen this in the like, also like and dislike videos. We target the model and then we say where user ID is equal to authenticated user or the current authenticated user, or we can say ID immediately. And also I don't want to delete everything, but I want to delete where also channel ID equal to this channel ID. So this channel ID, and then I will run delete on it. Also I will set the user subscribed variable to false because he's not subscribed anymore. And else, what we need to do else, we need also to make him subscribe. So we'll go to subscription again, and then we say create, and we will target user ID, and then user ID should be auth, and then ID again, channel ID should be this channel ID, this channel ID, and then we need to also set the variable user subscribed, so we can play with the style, whether it is red or gray, the button. So let's see if this is working. So is subscribed to this channel, then we'll delete the user and we'll set the variable to false. Otherwise we'll add the user and channel to subscription table, and then also we set it to true. This should be true, sorry. User subscribed should be true, this way. So let's go and refresh, and now I'm not logged in. If I click, so there is a problem. Undefined is subscribed to. So let's me log in first. Let me log in to make sure that it's not related to the auth, and then we see how it works. Okay, then go to all videos, open the video, and then click on subscribe. So it is not related to the authentication. So is subscribed is to, let's see what is wrong here. Okay, so here should be, the arrow was wrong. So let's go refresh and click on this, and you see it is subscribe, but you know the button is not changing, the style is not changing. If I click again subscribe, so only the problem with the font. So let's go and see what is wrong here. So on this template we said here, if user is subscribed, then this should be active. Okay, so if he's subscribed, then we need to be gray. So let's go. That's why I told at the beginning it could be wrong. So if he's subscribed, then active should be gray. So let me remove this, the active from red, because red is unsubscribed, so it's not active. Because our analogy, we said it is active, so we need to make sure that it's clear for the user eyes when it's not subscribed, not the other way around. So let's make this active and see how it will work. I just swipe the active here in the HTML. So now hopefully if I click subscribed, still let me refresh. So now it is subscribed and it's gray like YouTube. When unsubscribe it is red. Also I can fix the line hover to be white. So if I go here and on the hover, can set the color also to be white. So it's just styling, you can play with it as you like. So we don't have, you know, difference in the color when I'm hover. So subscribed, so I'll go to table and I go to subscription and the refresh. So there is a record. If I click again, so it should be removed, and the color also is red. So subscription is working fine, and we can play by adding more subscription and make sure that also this is now should be 0. We can bind also, we can refresh when we click subscribe. Also we can set this to be refreshing the whole model. Only now one problem we need to fix, which basically when I am logged in, I need click on subscribe and there will be a problem because I'm calling this method, I'm not logged in. So we can fix this by one way, which is auth check again. If auth check, maybe we can say if not auth check, basically we can say if not auth check. Okay, then what we need to do, we just redirect it in, maybe redirect to login /login. So immediately it will, if it is not logged in, then it will go to login page. Let's see if this will work. So let me refresh and subscribe. Yes, I'm logged in. Let me go again and log in and put the password. Again I will go to the video and then I will just make sure that's working. Yes, it is working fine. So I'm using this way, but it could be maybe there's another way using middleware, but I'm not aware about. But at least this is working now fine.